welcome. Today I have Craig Cook with me on link. He is the CEO of Herantis Pharma. Welcome, Craig.
Thank you, Kaiser. Nice to be here.
So you're here today to talk about the quarterly report, but I thought to begin with, could you maybe describe in an easy way what it is that Herantis Pharma does?
Sure. So, well, we're a Finnish company. We based in Helsinki, Finland. We listed on the Helsinki Stock Exchange in 2014 and on the Stockholm Stock Exchange 2019. And our scientific focus is very much on disease modification of neurodegenerative diseases that affect the central nervous system. So we look, with our research, we look to slow, stop, or even reverse the pathology of diseases. And we do that through focusing on something called proteostasis, which is a key system in the body that is responsible for building the proteins or for production of proteins. And given that proteins are so important in the body, they're the building blocks of the body, if something goes wrong with the production of proteins or the use of proteins, then it manifests as disease. So we're very much focused on correcting and protecting this proteostasis mechanism as it relates to protein regulation. And our disease focus is on neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's disease. We have two programs that are focused on Parkinson's disease specifically. We have one program called CDNF, that stands for cerebral dopamine neurotrophic factor. And we have another program called XCDNF, which is a different molecule related to CDNF that also is being developed as a therapy for Parkinson's disease. And with our science, we're looking to bring treatments for diseases such as Parkinson's disease into the 21st century, because over the past 50 or 60 years, there's been a lot of innovation in these disease areas, but a lot of that innovation hasn't materialized and produced what was hoped. And as a result, there's still a very big unmet need in these disease areas. And we're hoping with our science and our research to bring treatments for these diseases into the 21st century.
So treatment for Parkinson's disease?
Correct. Correct.
Let's have a look at the numbers as well. You reported a net result of around -8 million euro compared to -4.5 million euro. Is this in line with your expectations, Craig?
Yes, by and large, it reflects increased activity, specifically as it relates to our two ongoing programs from a research and development perspective, but as well as from a CMC or manufacturing perspective. And there's also a one-off item of roughly 2 million, which is a non-cash item. It's captured as depreciation, which explains the 8 million. So nothing unexpected in that.
Okay. At the top of the report, it states that Herantis is transforming into a pure-play CNS biotech company. Can you explain a little bit about the rationale behind this decision?
Sure. So previously, we had two franchises. One was a CNS franchise, a central nervous system franchise, and the other one was a non-CNS franchise, lymphedema, which was the second program. But during the course of this year, we've had to make some important and strategic decisions for the company based on the data that we have generated in the respective programs. And it became very clear that for Herantis moving forward, based on the data points and the information that we have been generating on the programs, that to optimize and shape the company for success for the future and to deliver the value and on the potential that we have in the different assets, it was a clear decision point that for Herantis moving forward, we needed to allocate all our resources and time and efforts to our CNS assets. So as a result, as of now, our focus on the company is purely on our CNS assets moving forward. So we are a pure play biotech CNS company at this point.
We could read in a press release that after those inconclusive results that you decided to out-license the Lymphactin program. What exactly does that mean?
So in addition to focusing all our activities and resources on our CNS programs, for Lymphactin, we're going to seek partners to take on the program and the further development thereof. That process has commenced, but Herantis per se is going to focus purely on our CNS assets and the Lymphactin development. We're seeking out licensing partners to take that program on.
So Craig, what were some other highlights during the quarter?
So, well, the major highlight was our focus on our CNS assets. In addition to that, we generated some very strong data regarding CDNF, our CNS, one of our CNS programs, and the effect that has on biomarkers of disease or patients with Parkinson's disease. It's very important with new therapies to be able to identify potential biomarkers and how therapies impact that. And we've generated some very strong data for CDNF in that regard. We also, for our second program, for XCDNF, we selected the lead candidate that we are taking into further clinical development. That's also a major milestone, because it's been based on 3 or 4 years of intense research activities, and now we're at the point where we've selected the lead candidate to take forward into that program. We've continued the alternative administration routes development for CDNF, and also we had Hilda Furberg join the Herantis board. So it's been a very busy 6 months for the company, a very defining period for the company, with some significant highlights that we've achieved.
So my final question, Craig, is what will happen at the company during the remainder of the year?
Well, the next 12 to 18 months is a potentially rich period of news flow for the company. For CDNF, we're going to be very focused on completing the formulation work and continuing the preclinical program for that asset. For XCDNF, we're going to continue building the proof of concept data, both preclinically and then taking that through into IND enabling. And by the time we get to next year, we should have a clear picture on the shape of the program moving forward as we progress and proceed towards getting the assets, both the assets, to the point of being able to go into the clinic.
Thank you for updating me on your progress, and good luck moving forward.
Excellent. Thank you, Kaiser. It's been good being here.